now I'm going to do the preschool payroll. This is the login for Sentric. You'll have to have your own login. So as you can see, my login and password are memorized. I go in and then I have to do a code. So show backup verification method. That's my cell phone, the last 2 digits. Send a code. So now I'm going to get a text. And I will enter that code, verify the code, and I have to do this every time. So we have one payroll to do. It's due in about 2 hours. It's due by 1 p.m. on the day that it's due, and that's a Tuesday. You can do it on Monday or Tuesday. I didn't get the time cards till last night, so here I am today. You have a choice of the 2 companies. I'm going to choose 18234. That is the preschool. We already started the payroll because we had to do a manual check last time. It's a long story, but we ended up having to have an extra batch to clear those manual checks out since they were written in December. They had to go on the 2021 W-2s. But it is open, and the first thing I need to print is a report. So over here on the left, we have employees. You can view employees, reports, and these are the ones I use all the time. So the input form is what I want. I'm going to run that. For this report, the date range would be the most recent pay period. And so it's going to think about it, and then it should pop up, and I'm hoping that you can see it. You may not be able to on this recording. So I'm going to print this report. Now, I have learned that it's a great time to print the reports from the last payroll so that I can enter it at the same time I print that import form. It's just faster and easier. So I need a check register. Since I'm doing it for the last pay period, it's easy. I don't have to change the date. Otherwise, you can manually set it for the pay period that you're trying to print. Like, let's say you had to print both of the payroll reports for December, then you would need to manually change it. Okay, so this is the last payroll report. This is those manual checks that we had to do. So I'm printing that, and then I'm going to print a payroll summary. Print that. And I'm going to print a check register. Or sorry, payroll register. And print that. Okay, so that is the reports for that 12/31 special payroll. These 3 people that are listed on this report are no longer employed. These were their final checks. 2 of them left because they chose not to get the vaccine, and we have a vaccine policy. And the other one was moving away. Okay, so I'm going back to the company, and then the 18234 for Saddleback Children's Center, and I'm going to continue the payroll. So it's going to first load the auto pays, and really the only auto pay is Megan, the director. Now, she has been exempt because of the amount of money we pay her. Unfortunately, she is no longer exempt, so I'm going to have to get a timesheet from her for this payroll. So for 2022, she's going to have to write down hours so that I can do that. But once this is loaded, then you're going to click on Enter Payroll Wages. I click on the employee. For whatever reason, they don't come in the order I want. So I have to click it a couple of times till they're alphabetical. And then you click on this little box with the pencil, and that is to start the check. When you start the payroll, it creates a check, but it's not filled in until you get in there. For the first check of each month, full-time employees get an extra $300. It's just sort of since we don't supply health insurance, it's sort of to help them get health insurance, but it's taxable income, so they can, of course, use it for whatever they want. But it comes up as benefits. You see the $300. If this were the second payroll of January, you would need to first delete that $300. There's no way to set it for just the first payroll. I see the code. You should be able to do it. That may be something you can talk to the payroll representative about. I just delete them on the other payrolls of the month. It just takes a second. So I'm going to enter just this one for you. So he had 8 sick hours, and you can see here how many hours he had. He doesn't have any sick hours here because he is less than 3 months in. However, he does have them accrued. So I'm going to go ahead and let him take them. So we have holiday hours here of 30, 8 hours sick time, and then 33.5 regular hours. So I'm noting that on the time card. You can't see me doing that. So I'm going to enter these 33.5, and then sick time 8.0. And let's see. And the final one is holiday. That's not one of the ones. Oh, here it is. No, it is listed. Holiday. And his holidays were 30. So that's all that. If you want to see how it's going to turn out, you click on calculate check, and you can see the 71.5 does match his hours. And we have, the various earnings. He's going to be direct deposited. That's the net amount. These are the taxes that are taken out of his pay. So what you do is you could save it and close it, but if you want to go on to the next employee, you just go to the top of the page here and click next. This next one, now you notice she doesn't have the $300. That's because she's a part-time employee. She does get holiday pay though, and I'm going to calculate her regular pay. So she's got regular hours of 19, and she has holiday pay of 22. Again, I don't calculate the check every time. I'm just doing this to show you. So we have the gross earnings, the net, which is a direct deposit, and the taxes. And that's it. So I'm going to stop this now so you don't have to see it all. But I will continue with a part 2 where you can see what I have to do at the end.